The BC Civil Liberties Association says the Canadian government is illegally spying on Canadians, and the group is launching a lawsuit against Communications Security Establishment Canada, otherwise known as CSEC. For more, I'm joined by Caily DiPuma, one of the lawyers involved in drafting the claim. She's live in Vancouver. So Caily, lay it out for us. Why do you think CSEC violates the Charter of Rights?
Well, right now, today, CSEC can intercept the phone communications and email and text communications of Canadians when they are communicating with someone outside of Canada. CSEC can also collect private metadata information that is produced automatically anytime a Canadian is using their mobile phone or accessing the internet. And there's no judicial oversight, no court or committee monitoring CSEC's interception of these communications and information, and we say that that is unconstitutional. It must be stopped, and that's why the BCCLA has filed this lawsuit today.
All right, so just to be clear, what you're saying is CSEC should not be listening in on phone conversations that Canadians make from Canada, even if they go overseas or across our borders.
What we are saying is that if CSEC is going to have that power, it should be monitored by a court, a parliamentary committee, or some reasonable oversight mechanism to ensure that the rights of Canadians are being respected.
All right, so what if it's a case of national security and this needs to be kept secret? Would you be comfortable with it being monitored but also kept secret?
I think that there's always going to be a balance to be struck between national security and privacy concerns. Right now, the law isn't balancing that properly. There may be aspects of CSEC's operations that will always be secret. We're talking about spying. But the Canadians trust their government to protect their safety and their privacy. And that trust is not a blank check. We say that the government is getting it wrong now.
So what is it that you think Canadians should be most worried about? Because some people will listen to what you're saying and they'll say, well, if I'm not a terrorist or I'm not involved in anything questionable, then maybe I don't care that much that CSEC is monitoring calls to thwart a potential threat against the country.
Right. Well, Canadians should know that this case is not about what they might be hiding from their government. It's about what their government might be hiding from them. And we say that Canada is not a nation of secret laws, that Canadians ought to be able to access and understand the laws that impact on their rights and freedoms. And in order to do that, CSEC needs to clearly state who they are watching, what they are doing with our information, and how they are handling it.
Do you think the BC Supreme Court will consider hearing the case?
Absolutely. We are confident that the BC Supreme Court will hear this constitutional challenge, and the onus will be on the federal government to prove to the court that what is happening now meets constitutional standards.
Caily, good to speak to you today. Thanks very much.
Thank you so much.